Business owners, are you sick of paying to get leads, then losing them due to long response times? Or maybe new leads hitting your inbox at 3 a.m. in the morning, like it happened with my client, and you feel overwhelmed by all this? Well, if you keep watching, you'll see a way to build scalable AI systems that have managed to help my client go from being awake at 3 a.m. in the morning and overwhelmed at that time to now having 73% plus of his lead nurturing plus customer support systems automated with the help of AI plus go high level workflows. And you can guess what comes from having that much time on your hands. For example, an increase in revenue and new possibilities to start focusing on revenue generating tasks, for example opening a new clinic. So I'll be running you through the exact template, and at the end I'll give you the account snapshot so you can easily save it and use it for your own business. So let's get straight into this. For this build, we'll be using Go High Level and Capri AI. You may be familiar with those two. So all you need is a knowledge base, couple of custom values, one custom field, an OpenAI key, a Capri setup, Go High Level pipeline stages setup, and also Go High Level AI workflows. I'll be running you through the exact steps, slowly going through them, explaining you how they work so you can at the end modify them specifically for your own business, because not many of you may be medical clinics, med spas. So what's a knowledge base in the first place? A knowledge base is simply a document you provide the AI assistant with, so whenever a question is being asked or needs to answer a question, you can refer back to this document and also can answer the question specifically relating to your business, right? Without having to create information or getting information from the web, right? So how this knowledge base set up, you can create a simple spreadsheet, and all you have to do is, for the first row is write contact, and for the second row write assistant. Now you might as well have an FAQs page on your website. So you go there, find all the questions here and put all the questions under the contact, right? Find all the answers and put all the answers under assistant. So basically what would that look like is how much are Botox treatments, that's an example, how much are Botox treatments, that's a question, and assistant would be Botox treatments start at £200. You do the same thing for each question that you're familiar with that's being asked consistently within your business, right? So after you've done that, after you've completed all the question answer, you can go ahead and click on share. Once you've clicked on share, you need to modify the general access with anyone with the link, and also you need to add this email, if I can call it so, to the actual spreadsheet as an editor as well, because this email will allow the Capri AI assistant to actually access this information and use it whenever it's being asked a question, right? So to make sure this works, modify the general access to anyone with the link, and also add this email, which I'll provide down below in the description. So you can just copy paste it in here and add it as an editor, right? After you've done that, that's great. Let's move on into the OpenAI account. Right, so with OpenAI keys, there's a few things you need to make sure you do. First things first is you head to openai.com and you create an account. Then you add your billing method, and after you've added your billing method, you go ahead onto this left hand side and you click on API keys. Right, after you've clicked on API keys, you create a new secret key, and you copy paste that specific key into a document that you'll remember about, because you'll be using that key for different builds. For example, using Zapier, using Go High Level, using Capri, even in this build, even other builds you may be using in VoiceFlow with Go High Level. There's many other things you can do with an OpenAI key, and I know many of you may be aware of this, but for those of you who are not, make sure you save this key somewhere, because once you've created it, as you can see mine is created here, once you've created the key, you can't access it anymore. So you have to delete it and create another one, or you have to create another one and use that key again for every single system you already have. So make sure you copy paste the key into a document you'll have access to, and you can just easily copy paste it into a new build whenever you need to, right? So after you've done that, create a new API key and save it into a document. That's all you have to do in terms of the API key. Next one is the Capri setup. So let's jump straight into Capri and explain you how it all works, right? So when signing up for Capri, make sure you use the same email and name and password as you used for your Go High Level account, because what Capri will do is automatically see that you've already got a Go High Level account and Go High Level sub accounts using that specific email and name, and it will pick up that sub account name and it will just play it to you, so you can pick different sub accounts, so you can have different AI assistants for each sub account, right? So once you've done that, you'll be redirected to this page. So you have two settings, the CRM and the AI. We're now into CRM. So location name is the sub account name. You can choose your location. In the calendar, pretty simple, you can choose a calendar that you want to use. Primary objective, keep it as book appointment. I've tested this out with different ones, no objective and opportunity status one, but book appointment is definitely the best one, because the messages are kind of nurturing every single lead towards taking the action that you want to. The next setting is connect bot one, control with CRM workflows. Again, leave that setting on, use control with CRM workflows. I've tested this every single setting and this one is the best one to use. Next one, let's go into the AI settings. So don't use Dialogflow, use GPT-3, right? So remember when I told you to save the API key, this is one of the places that you need it, so copy paste it into this section. The prompt, I'll leave some example prompts so you can check it out and build on for specific for your business. As I said, not many of you may be medical aesthetics clinic owners. The default model type, I've kept it as ChatGPT, but you can use a GPT-4, right? The temperature, leave it as 0.11, keep it as 0.11. The max output length, you can change it down or up. I keep it as 210. The knowledge base URL, copy paste. For the first step, we've built out a knowledge base, so copy paste the URL straight into Capri. The frequency penalty, keep it as 0, and presence penalty as 1. Handoff prompt, we don't use handoff, we use fallback mode. And so when the bot doesn't know how to answer to a question, or is not sure about how to answer to a question, it will basically put a handoff tag to the specific lead or contact, so you can just get in touch with them manually, make sure they're okay and they have all their questions answered and they're ready to take action, right? So for fallback mode, say nothing, -type only. So say nothing, type only, press on submit, and that's all done with the settings. If you want to test this out and see how the bot actually performs using your prompt, using your knowledge base, using your information about your business, you can easily go to here. Agent ID basically means choosing the type of GPT you want to use. An agent, which is as you use ChatGPT, you could be as ChatGPT, and you can ask it a question here and you'll give you answers, and you can modify it, and if you don't like the answer, you can modify it, save it, and transfer it to your Go High Level account, right? The next step is jumping straight into Go High Level, building up the custom field, custom values, Go High Level pipelines, and also the workflows. The next step is building up custom values, one custom field, pipeline stages, and also the workflows. So the first we'll begin with custom values. For this build, you'll need 3 custom values, which are prompt, OpenAI key, and knowledge base. For each one, for the prompt, you upload the prompt. For OpenAI key, you upload the OpenAI key, and for the knowledge base, you upload the URL of the spreadsheet. So you click on new custom value, enter the name, let's call it prompt, and you enter the prompt here, prompt 1. So enter the prompt here, right, and save it. For the knowledge base, you enter the URL, and for the OpenAI key, you enter the OpenAI key here and save it. That's all you have to do. Next thing is building up a custom field. Now, why we do this, custom values and custom field, they will start to make sense once I'll start explaining the workflows, because it will make a lot of sense while I start explaining the workflows. So for the custom field, you need to click on add field. The value is a number, click on next, field name, call it GPT request, the group, and select additional info. Right, click on save, and let's jump straight into pipeline stages. Now that we've finished building the custom values, 3 of them, and 1 custom field, next step is looking at pipelines. So for this build, we'll be only using one pipeline with different pipeline stages. Those are all leads, hot leads, manual engagement, contacted 1, contacted 2, called leads and appointment booked. All leads are every single lead that comes to your business, whether that's through direct messaging, through your chat widget on your website, or through any ads you're currently running. Hot leads are the people that have interacted multiple times with your business, trying to inquire about services, prices, location, anything else towards taking action that you want, towards taking the action that you want. For example, booking an appointment or booking a call, whatever you want. Manual engagement, all the leads that the AI assistant can handle will be under manual engagement. There won't be many, there will be a few of them, but all of them will be under manual engagement, so you can just go ahead, check them out and work with them, right? Contacted 1, contacted 2 and cold leads are basically all cold leads. You can use simple high level workflows, email or SMS workflows to re-engage them, or you can build a different AI assistant, an outreach assistant that can actually try and re-engage them, and once they re-engage, they move back into old leads, so the other AI assistant can actually handle them towards booking an appointment, right? So the appointment booked pipeline stage are all the people that have booked an appointment, right? So that's the pipeline we've used. You can 100% modify this specific to your business, but make sure to modify the workflow as well, because all the workflow that I'll be showing you are specifically made with this pipeline stages in mind, right? So let's jump straight into workflows and run you through the exact workflows you use. Jumping into automations, which are workflows for each channel. For example, SMS, Google My Business, Instagram or Facebook, there will be 2 workflows. So all you have to do is go ahead and create a new workflow, an empty one, and name the initial workflow. As I've told you, there will be 2 workflows. One will be the initial workflow, and the other workflow will be where I can ask multiple questions and get multiple responses to my questions, right? So name you remember and it will actually make sense. So right, save it, leave, and then create workflow, repeat the same step, and then again name it Instagram hot lead reply. Save it again, make sure to save it. And also there's one thing for the second workflow. Let me write that down in the bracket. Second workflow. So this is the second workflow. You need to go to settings and allow re-entry. Click this, make sure this setting is on, make sure allow re-entry is on, because it will make sense once I explain it to you, right? Moving back into the other workflow, make sure to copy this name because you'll need it in the first workflow. Instagram to Piper Plus AI response. What this name means is the initial message has reached your business, they moved on into the initial pipeline, which is all leads, and now they get a response from the AI assistant, right? Simple. So the trigger will be a customer replied channel to Instagram DM. The same will be for chat widget, Facebook Messenger, Google My Business and SMS as well. Save it. Next step would be an opportunity in pipeline that you've created. The pipeline stage will be all leads. Opportunity name is wait step. Whenever you see a webhook step within this build, that means a response from the AI assistant. The action name you can modify. The method, you make sure it's a post method. The URL, you make sure is this URL here. For every single webhook step you have, make sure you have this URL, right? Let's go into custom data. Right, so for the webhook you need 7 custom data points, which is prompt, model type, temperature, max length, presence penalty, task and key. For prompt you click on this tag, custom values, and then prompt. Remember when I told you to create the custom values? This is where they're useful. Model type is ChatGPT. You keep those settings the same as the ones in the Capri setup, so make sure they're the same. Temperature 0.11, max length is 210. Remember, presence penalty keep as 1.2. The task is respond, and the key is click here. Custom values, open AI key. Click on save. Next one again is a wait, which you can keep it as long as 10 minutes, but I usually recommend a couple of seconds, just 30 seconds. Action, and then we need an Instagram DM. which for the SMS workflow will be an SMS. For the Facebook workflow will be a Facebook Messenger reply, which for Google My Business will be a Google My Business reply, right? So the message will be first name. If you have any other questions, I'll be here to help. What this message does is it gets them to ask another question. It engages them towards asking another question, getting a specific and very fast answer to the question, thus building more trust with your business, thus increasing the probability of them ending up being a customer to your business and buying your product, right, or services. Then is another waiting step, but this time we wait for contact to reply to the Instagram DM, or wait for 48 seconds. Then we have an if else statement, which is contact replied, and then it's true, save action. For the negative one, you can add a simple tag, and then you can use Go High Level workflows to re-engage them, and you can add a tag of did not reply, right, save action, and then you can add them to a workflow. The next one is an opportunity, the positive one, which means they've replied, to move them into this pipeline, and then we move them into hot leads. So they engage more with your business, which means now they hot lead. Again, then we have a tag new. So for this tag, for each specific workflow, for each channel, we'll be using the same tag. So for Instagram is new_IG lead, for Facebook is new_Facebook lead, for Google My Business is new_Google My Business lead, and for SMS is new SMS or new_SMS lead. You can use either one, but make sure you have those tags added, specifically those that I'm showing you on the screen, because throughout this build that I'm showing you, they will be appearing more than once, so it will be easy for you to understand if it's your first time building those systems, right? So keep it as new_IG lead, and then you have a add to workflow, which is the second workflow that you've created. Oh, it's not the right one. Instagram hot leads replied, this is the one. Adds them automatically as the other workflow, and then removes them from this workflow, right? So click on publish and then click on save. This is all done. You've actually built your first workflow, which now can give answers to questions to every single new lead that comes through to your Instagram business account, right? Let's jump into the next workflow, which will allow us to unlock more questions to be answered, right? Jumping straight into the next workflow, there will be two triggers. First one is they're all customer reply triggers, so don't be right. So the first one is reply to workflow, and the initial this will be the initial workflow. So it's Instagram pipeline plus AI response, save, and then will be another reply, having reply channel Instagram DM. Hashtag new. Told you we will be using this tag more than once, and not only this tag. Next one is doesn't have tag, which will be a kill switch. If you don't have this tag, create this tag, because we'll be using it in this exact workflow. So save trigger, and that's all done with the triggers. Next we have another waiting step. Another one. Then we have an if else statement, which is an interesting one, and once we finish the workflow, I'll explain why we're using that. So just build it. So it's GPT. Remember when I told you to build the custom field, that is where it becomes useful. Less than or equal to, and you can use 10. I've used 10 for my client. 10 is a pretty good number for this build, right? So for the positive one, again, we have a webhook step. Keep all the custom data the same as you've used in the first initial workflow, and then the next step will be a math step, a math operation, right? Again, select the only custom field we've created, which is GPT request. I have multiple because I've done multiple tests. Here you want the value to be 1, add the 1, and then again select the GPT request custom field, save action, and then we're all done with the positive branch. The next one will be a tag, which is the negative branch, the kill switch tag here. So they added the kill switch, so the people that have moved on to the negative branch, they get the kill switch tag added to them. Next we move into the new opportunity, which is pipeline stage, manual engagement, opportunity name, contact full name, change source Instagram, save action, and we are all set. Make sure this setting is turned on. Okay, save it, and let's run through why we've built this specific area of this workflow. Let's take Loom. Many of you may be using Loom, and so you may be aware that there's a free trial where you can record 25 videos for free, and then in order for you to record more than 25 videos you need to pay $10 a month for, right? And the same happens here. Every single time the AI system responds to a question, it uses tokens from the OpenAI account. The more tokens it uses, the more OpenAI will charge you for those tokens being used, right? So we don't want that, because some people, I've seen that into my client as well, some people may be aware that that's an AI assistant responding to them, so they can just keep on asking random questions that don't really matter or are not specifically related to your business, right? So in order to remove that, we have a limit of 10 questions. That's why we've put a value of 10 here. You can modify this value, increase it or decrease it, whatever you want, but we've kept it at 10. Great results, so we kept it at 10. We didn't change it. What this means is a person will enter this workflow from the initial workflow, will enter this workflow, they will move into the positive branch, which means they will get a question answered, and they get 1 added to the GPT request, which means now they have 9 credits left. Let's call them credits. Now they left the workflow, they re-entered the workflow, which means now they have 9 credits left. They move into the positive branch because they had the question, they get a response from the AI assistant, they move into math operation, which adds another 1, which now means they have 8 credits left. The same repeats until they have 0 credits left. So in total they've asked 10 questions. Once that happens, they enter the workflow again, but instead of going to the positive branch, they move into the negative branch, which adds the kill switch tag and moves them into manual engagement. When the bot has a kill switch tag on, it won't longer respond to those specific leads. Now, what will happen to those leads? We have a solution to that, because that was a question from our client. What will happen to those leads that have a kill switch tag? What's the point of building an AI assistant that can actually handle those leads that reach a kill switch tag after a certain amount of time, right? So we have a solution for that. Let's jump straight into the solution, and don't forget to publish this and save this. So the next workflow is simply called math operation refresh and kill switch tag removed. So this workflow is called math operation refresh and kill switch removed. What this does is after 30 days, as you can see here, it's written 30 days, you can increase or decrease this amount of time. The kill switch tag is being removed, so the credits are being refreshed, which means they again have 10 more credits to use when talking to the AI assistant, right? Again, you can increase this number from 10 to 20 to 100 to 200 to 2 to 1 to 3, right? So there's 2 triggers. One is a pipeline stage change in the pipeline that you've created, which is manual engagement pipeline stage, and then a tag which has added a kill switch tag on. First step is math operation. Select the only custom field you've created within this build that I've showed you. The operation is subtract. Let's say subtract the value of 10, and update field. Again, select the only custom field that you've created. The next is a waiting step for 30 days. Again, you can increase or decrease this number, whatever you want it to do, and then save it. And then the next step is a remove tag of kill switch. Removes the kill switch tag, which means now when they enter the workflow, they can ask another question and another question and another question without having the kill switch tag on, which means they have another 10 credit to use when speaking to the AI assistant, right? Save it, and don't forget to turn on the allow re-entry settings for this one as well. So all you have to do now is copy paste the 2 workflows that I've just showed you for Facebook, for SMS, Google My Business. The SMS and the chat widget workflow work together, so you don't have to build one for chat widget as well. So the only thing you have to change is, let's go to the initial workflow, are the triggers, the tag, and that's all. Triggers and the tag. So the triggers is custom Facebook Messenger. The webhook remains the same. Check it out. Message remains the same. The tag here, as I've told you, changes to new underscore Facebook lead, and also the workflow, it adds to the next workflow, which is now a Messenger, not Instagram. That's all it changes for the initial workflow. For the second workflow, again, the triggers are only things that changes. The reply to workflow, which is the initial now Facebook workflow, which is Messenger workflow, is not Instagram, is a Messenger workflow. And then the second one is kill switch remains the same, that doesn't change. Hashtag new underscore Facebook lead, that changes, and the reply channel Facebook Messenger, right? So anything that is related to the channel that the leaders come from, you need to change that, which is mainly the tag. The tag, this is the kill switch tag, you don't need to change that. Neither you need to change the webhook, so you don't need to change anything. The only thing you need to change is in the second workflow, which is this one, the two custom triggers, modify them a little bit. And for the initial workflow, you need to change the custom trigger, the workflow, which is this workflow, and the custom tag, right? So that's all. Now I've literally run you through the exact systems that have managed to automate 73% and more of my clients' lead nurturing plus customer support systems in just 14 days of implementing them. So I'll be brutally honest, the reason I've recorded this is because you can easily do this for your business. With a little bit of tweaks and a little bit of settings, you can easily get this done in less than a month. So if you found this useful, copy paste the custom snapshot into your own account and tweak it for your own business. And if you have any questions, feel free to reach out. I'll be more than happy to help you. And if you currently are struggling to come up with AI automations use cases, or you have an particular idea in mind but you're not sure how to implement it for your own business, you can schedule a free AI audit call with me. So in there we'll go over all the softwares you need, all the tools you may need, and the time it may potentially take you, and how you can actually build one of those AI systems for yourself. I'm more than happy to help out, so if you feel stuck or overwhelmed, schedule a call and find the solution you're looking for. Till the next time, see ya.